these things that don't need words, letters. And that's how people learned, through symbology, through hearing. And that's why they used to say, nitto ta. Nitto ta means to stake in. It doesn't mean to listen. It's further than that. It means to stake this in and don't forget it. Because you have to remember. Kakiskisin pagutinigan. You have to remember this. So kiskis win is. And he said, Utoma, we come here when we choose our parents. And did you also know, some experiences are good, and you always want to have that. I remember a lot of things that were happening to me. Something profound has to happen to you, kakuskupain, to wake up. My mushroom said, there are 4 levels of waking up, nosim. Here on earth, we go to sleep. When you wake up, there's another level when you have something that you hang on to. You can't see it, but it's a belief, but it works for you. And then something happens to you that maybe you've seen something that is not supposed to be seen, or something happens to you, a spirit talks to you, and you can't see it. That's another level of waking up. And that waking up, when that happens to you, you just want to go again. You want to wake up again. I try to keep a lot of this stuff, uta, kanawih tamasan, to keep it to myself. And let people have their own. I don't want to talk about those experiences I have, because it's, in this time and age, it's not natural to share those kind of things, because people, when I was younger and I started sharing these kind of things, like in the drum group, because I was naive, I didn't know nothing, and I still don't know nothing. But when Spirit sang to me, I tried to show Whitefish everybody, and I told them the whole story. And I was told, Mom, you're supposed to keep those kind of things to yourself. Keep them to yourself, those things. That's just waking up. And Spirit, well, he says, it's like a chickadee bird. If you sit in a park bench and this little bird comes, closer and closer and closer to you. If you move, boom, it's gone. That's how the Spirit is, the old man said to me. So manachita, when you have spiritual experiences or dreams that are good, let them manifest, let them be. But if it's something that's not good, you gotta tell the people, you gotta tell who these stories, so that kind of breaks that. And so he used to teach me that. And so we come here and choose our parents. We also choose our experiences. We choose the things we need to learn, because we're not here for me. It's not, this life is not for Ralph Morin. This life is not for me to have a career and have a PhD, and so everybody can look at me and see what I've done. We're not here for that. We're here for the Spirit. We're trying to we're trying to finish growing. That's why ogisiku, he's finished growing. He doesn't have to come here. The old ladies used to cry when people were born, my brother said. When the people had, the grandmothers would circle this baby and cry and pray. And said, and those prayers were for, please help this young man or this young baby have a good life. Let him have white hair. And they would cry. Just like those old men that cry in Sundance because they want to be right for their people, for good health. The old ladies would cry. for this baby. And when that baby finishes work here, they would celebrate and be happy that he went back home. Today it's different. We celebrate when they're born and we cry when they leave. It's flipped. It's hard, this life here on earth. And people have to help each other. We have to help one another in order for life to be easy. If we I have a PhD and this is how much money I make, I'm a singer, I'm a superstar. None of that matters with the Spirit. So the Spirit inawasuna kogisik to grow, and the way you grow is what you do with love, with sharing, with cooperation. All of these grandfather teachings people are talking about. If you utilize those, they're not meanings. They're instruments for you to put inside your body. This is the most sophisticated computer system, this body here. It's even more smarter than that AI. But you're not waking it up. You gotta wake it up and utilize these things, just like principles of laws of energy, and you put them out there, put them inside your body and use them. The grandfather teachings, the grandmother teachings, they're all instructions of how to be. And when you start utilizing them, your life will change. It might not change for everybody, but yours will. And once you're able to change your life, then you can help, people will come to you. I want your help. And all you can do is share what you know, transfer this knowledge. For the ones that want to, when you transfer this knowledge, we say, Nahamo, Nahama, Nahamo. Nahamo. Nahamo means mentor that person. Not stand up here and teach this is the way life is, but show. Just like, and my teacher said, you notice how those ducklings, all four, they follow their mother. If the mother turns this way, they'll turn all this way. On the road, they follow their mother. He said, that's kiskinahamagyun. In nahamawatana. In nahamawat. So, nahamo is to mentor, to show people what you have learned. Nahama waswin. Isuwin. Show them how to use the energy. Show them how to use the energy of love, of trust, of compassion. All these things that we need as human beings to have a good feeling inside and a good life. It doesn't come to you. Nobody's going to give it to you. Love is something that you have to work on every day to create. You got to create it. You use this energy and create this for yourself every day and forever. And then it goes away when you go to sleep. And then the next day, you got to use it again. Truth, to be truthful, is not this truth that people are talking about. It's when you hear sound, try to sing it. Try to say it in the same way, as best as you can. You're going to fall like me. You're going to lie to your grandchild. But you have to get up again the next day and say, grandchild, I'm going to go 4 days this time before I lie to you. But we're all human. We all have weaknesses. And these weaknesses is the life we live today. You know, instead of going to the ceremony, some of them want to go to bingo. Instead of going to ceremony, they want to go to casino. Instead of going to ceremony, they want to go to a conference over there at the resort. These are addictions. All addictions. The way we dress, the way we want to look, the money that we want to have, these are all addictions. And so, You have to manage these addictions. You can't, or else they'll take you. And like alcohol took me when I was a young man. And drugs, smoking, all this stuff. I don't say they're bad things. I never say alcohol is a bad thing. I never say drugs are a bad thing. There is only bad use. There's a lot of bad things over there, outside there, that can harm you, but you don't take them. Alcohol and drugs are the same thing. If you overuse anything, it'll hurt you. And so that's why the people always said, manage. So, balance yourself. Don't overuse something. A teacher said, even love can hurt you. You know? So, the Creator gave us Pamatsu, and He said, on one side He gave us love, and on the other side He gave us fear. These are the two things He only gave us. Everything else we're scared of, we created. Everything else we love, we created. There's love. Kohtawino is everything. Mantu is everything. Kadebitsigit is everything. They're all love. But here on earth, there is conditional love and there's unconditional love. One is when a person has no conditions, he just loves you. The other side is, hey, you got to love me too if I'm going to love you. You're going to respect you got to respect me. So these are the conditions in earth here. But over here, with the Spirit, there's only love. It doesn't matter what you do, what you have done, or the things that bother you and traumatize you. The Creator doesn't even look at that. He just sees you as love. And so these words, they're built like that. Kiskinahamatuin. Kiskinahamatuin is to remember how to help each other. How to help each other remember things. So how do we do that? We do storytelling. We share our experiences. We remind each other, just like what I'm doing here. I'm reminding some of the speakers, the old people here, about the things. I'm reminding them when I'm talking like this. They remember because they had old people in their life, older than them. And so I'm visiting and sharing this through my language, and for you guys to remember these things. I didn't make them. It was your elders and other people that reminded you of these things. Matuin is water. It's not just crying. We perspire, we have tears, we pee. This is matuin. It has nothing to do with what we're interpreting it to. Because Wasuin is energy, it's the Spirit. Matuin is the water, the life-giving thing that gives this Isuin into life. Water is the water that gives all life. And the last thing, what we're doing right now in schools and what we're doing right now is called Kiskinahamaki-win. Ki-win. See this? Ki-win? Ki tells me it's physical. It's what I like when I'm teaching, like what I'm doing right now. It's physical. When people talk like this, that's kisnahamatuin. Because we're using this water, this speech, oxygen, back and forth. Ekoma, isuin. We're talking about these energies. Gagis simuin. Like the gagis, that's good. Today, there's 3 ways that we pray. This is where your coordinator wanted me to start. Kagis. Kagisimuin. The long word is, and I don't try to remember it. I'm just saying there's a longer version to this. And that is, Gagagi Begon Gisimuin. Dance the same way. Carry your energy the same way. Always the same way. Gagagi. Voice, when you speak to the Kriya, to these elements, speak to them the same way. When you speak to the Creator, the elders say, don't ever ask anything from the Creator. Never. He said, because He's given you everything already. It's all here. Everything that you'll ever need or has ever need, it's already here. So don't ask Him for anything. What you do is you ask these workers, like the medicines, the grandfathers, the grandmothers, these ones that can actually do the work for the Creator. That's who you ask. And you gagisimuin means you start speaking to them in that vibration. So that's good. When the old men pray, they Gutawino. You don't smoke, you don't, so, but I'm lifting this pipe for you, acknowledging you. I'm not asking anything from you, Creator, only that I'm happy again that I see another day to walk with my relatives. Thank you. I'm not asking anything from you. You've already given me life. You've already provided everything I ever need for me and my children, my people. I'm not asking anything. I'm just giving you thanks. Hey. Peace. You are the balancer. The finishing touches. I need a little bit of finishing touches today. That's the one you ask. I need a little bit of brightness in my family, in my life. A little bit of light. A little bit more. Ignite this. I know I'm not asking for more from you because you've lent me some already. But I want it a little bit brighter today. Pisu, the rain to the south. I have emotions. Today, my emotions are not good. I'm not feeling well. My water, I'm mad about something. You know, these things, I can't walk this day today because I'm feeling like this. I can't control my emotion about these things that are bothering me. Calm my waters. Bless me today. You are the one that the Creator gave the job to for this water. 80% of me is water. I need my waters to be calm so I can have a good day today. Yutin, you're the one that gives me this voice. You're the one that lent me this oxygen so I can breathe. You're the one that lent me the ability to think. You're the one that ability to cleanse my mind right up to my heels. We this. Sometimes it's off balance because I get angry, or else I'm challenged because this earth life is hard. Give me that thinking, give me that mind, and that's words to use today when I speak to my people. Help me in that way. North. Sinabi mo the buffalo. Kiuma kanikanisto at sigukakyo. You're the one that the Creator said to speak and to protect our people. To protect us even in the valley of darkness. To protect our children. You're the one that has that job. Today I'm weak na musum. I need some help. Or maybe my relative needs help. Pinatamawaso. Come and stick up for me. Biksnahamawaso. Come and teach me what to do. You're the one that's got this wisdom. All the wisdom of my people. Ektiuma. Nigana. Kiwitino. Where I'm going to go home to one day. So you speak to these elements. Nokum. You're the one that ignites my home fire, the Guttawan. You're the guardian of my kids and me. I'm connected to you. Kiyumagawe kokutaman, my home fire. You're the one that guards my home fire. Doesn't matter where I travel in this world. Grandmother, you're the one that protects me. I need some protection for my children today. I also ask, because one of my kids are not listening to me. I can't get through to them. I ask you to speak to their spirit. If it's through me, I'll do it. But if you can speak to them, that will work too. Because when we can't get through to our children in body form or physical form, we've got to talk to their spirits. The Spirit will change them. And I got a story. I had these people come to my office, and they said to me, Mr. Morin, I have a request. I got tobacco here. My daughter doesn't want us to go visit her. She lives in North Battleford. We want to go visit our grandchild, but it's been a month now. She's been mad at us. Doesn't want to ever see us again. That's what she told us, sent us away. And we're hurting as grandparents. We want her to see our grandchildren. Plus, we want to be okay with our daughter. But we've done everything. And every time we tried to go talk to her, she would send us away. We have a bad relationship right now. Mr. Warren used to call me. This is a teacher that came to me. And I said, the only thing I can share with you is what was shared with me. I said, and I use it on my children when I have difficult times. I said, what is it? Speak to the Spirit. They looked at me. What do I do? Do I go over there and speak to her? Even she doesn't want to speak to me, but I'm speaking to her spirit. She said, no, I said, the Spirit is right here. It's instantly when you mention their name. My grandmother used to say, don't talk about people. You might not see the physical person, but the one that loves them, their spirit and their guardian, will be right here listening. Don't do that, they used to say to us. Muhtun is the worst medicine. They used to say. If you're going to talk about somebody, talk about them in a good way. So it helps their spirit and helps their family. That other stuff. Because it can come back to you. She used to say that to me. It'll come back to you. And today you hear these young people, karma and all the kinds of stuff. Well, we had that knowledge, and it's way deeper when I look at it. And so these things, they passed on to us. So I told those parents, you just need to sit down, have some cigarettes, put a print there for healing. It could be blue or whatever her name is, and talk to her, just like the way you would talk to her if she was sitting there physically. And you tell her, it's that human being that's weak, but the spirit is strong and she'll listen to you. You're not going to offend the spirit if you talk about the truth from here of how you want it to be, how you want your relationship to be with your child. Talk to her. And so they go Okay, we'll try it. Actually, they left. 2 weeks later, tick, 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 Mr. Morn, it worked. Her daughter's back, her grandchild's at the house, and we have a good relationship now with our daughter. It worked. That's all we did. A week ago, she called us, Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. How had I been doing? I'm sorry for not holding that grandchild. I'm sorry. And then she's back. We want to give you this. Here's a little bit of money. Here's a blanket. I said, no. I said, that's a knowledge that belongs to our people. And those practices and those things, that was given to me too. But if I take this, I'll take it. But I'll also pray for that person that told me this thing that I use. So pray for that person too. Pray for that old man that told me this. And my singers, because I've been singing power for a long time, tell the singers around me, when somebody gives you a song, or you're borrowing somebody's song, you tell the people, this is this person's song. And I'm also going to pray for that person because he helped me. And so this was the old teachings. Today, I see a lot of people owning, I own this. I wrote this up. And so that's okay to have individual recognition. But there's also holistic recognition over here, the entirety of life where people helped you and showed you and got you to where you are. You'll have to balance this life from here to here, somewhere here in the middle. So you can receive this in a humble way, and you can also acknowledge this and love it, love your people, and stay humble about things. I'm not discouraging anybody to have rewards and accolades and parades. I'm just saying, if you stay here, you'll have more of those. If you stay here, you'll have more of that love that comes from your people. And so the pahtimuin is what they used to call it. So this is all energy I'm talking about. Kiskimisuin, akakisimuin. I don't know if I'm spelling it right. Momowistikiwin. Momowistikiwin. As you see, it's got that energy. Mo-wis, that's the energy part. Chik is that spirit, that physicalness of life. Kiwin is the physical. So this word here actually has more than kagisimwin, being in relation with the vibration of elements, even the Creator. This one here is a word that says you're doing kagisimwin, but you're also imomwin. Something is invading your personal space of life, and it hurts. So kemomun. Magais isitsigiune inside a ceremony. So now that word is talking about the prayers and the things we do for ceremony, these lodges. A lot of our women's ceremonies have been taken away from us. Why? Well, it's a known thing with colonialism all over the world. If you want to take over and conquer a nation, you attack their women. Not only their women, but their medicine men. Once you taken over those ones and taken away their knowledge and everything, the rest is going to be easy. So, a lot of our women's ceremonies That's good. Name how was suing. Name how was suing. There's a song in there, and the women go like this, and they're creating energy too. All three things all at once. The physical movement, the nurturing, and also the sound. See, that's a ceremony that teaches all three. Gagi simun mamustigi win kwa. I mehawin. It's a physical thing. It's the last one that we go to when we have to try to reach Momustikiwin and Kagisimwin. We use Aimehawin. What is Aimehawin? It's the use of words. The use of words. Aimi to tatuwin umuma. When we speak to each other, we call it's an old word. People say big squat doing. My guys, big squat. Biggest squat, skoik. It's a lecture. That's good. Gigawi, kimusum, kukum, big squats. It's a lecture. You're supposed to remember those lectures. I meet at that when is this conversation. Me and you talking with each other. When I use those words and I read them from something, and I'm talking and I'm praying, I'm Hawin. And so these ways of praying is in these. Gagi Simwin is every day, as soon as you get up, Creator Nigan. And that's all it is being thankful to be alive again. And if you have children and grandchildren, I'm thankful that they're okay today. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but today I'm glad to be awake. Thank you. And that's all it is. You don't have to be an elaborate Gagisumu person and that you have to know all the things to say. No. The old man told me, you don't have to have, your prayer doesn't have to be 10 miles long. 1-2 words is good enough for the Creator. Even an that's all. That's a prayer that He already knows everything what you feel anyway. You don't have to explain yourself. It's like your mother and father that know you real well. You don't have to explain yourself. Just a simple gesture to your mother says she loves you again. All you have to say is, no need that, just a hug, and your mother forgives you already. Koftawino is like that, and even more. So just a few simple words of thankfulness, of gratefulness, gratitude is something that everybody needs. Even if we're in the most difficult position in life, if you have gratitude, you're okay with the Creator and everybody. Gratitude, nanaskumuin is gratitude. Atame skagiwin. Atame ome kiskatan ikwakisti kiskawin. Atame. Deep down, I connect with you. Atame. Ikiskatan ikwakisti kiskawin when we shake hands because we're both spirits. Atame. That's why we say atamskagi win. And so people a long time ago, that's all they did. Even if they just seen each other yesterday, today you say, you just seen me an hour ago. But that person, that's what he's following. Atamsi, you balance me and I balance you. Atamska. Now, that's the positive side of atamskagiun. What about atami chigiwin? When you blame somebody for something, and you bury it real deep down here, and you won't let it go because you can't see it. That energy that he carries, you carry it too. And how you know about that? How do I know it, Tami? Chigian. When I walk into this room and I see everybody, oh, that's not. Oh, what? See, this Atami Huma just came out. You know, that ugliness just came out. That's the person that makes me feel like this. No, that's not the person that makes you feel like this. We standing at the market. He's poor too, because he lives with that. Pagitita is to let go from the brain. Pagitina means it's to let it go from your waters. Let it go. So, pagitina, let it go. Forgive. Ituag in English. But the longer you keep it down there, buried there, that dark energy, that blaming, that pointing, it turns into sickness. That's what makes people sick today. That's the bad medicine that our people are talking about. Not realizing that there are dark teachers, and if they live inside you, they can make you sick, like greed. Atame means down deep. Atampi, what is that? Nihewak. Deep down in the waters. And so we bury these things where it's real dark and they don't come out because we cannot let go. You have to let these things go if you're going to have meopematiswin in life. So, but it's not as easy because even though I know this stuff, I'm still a very novice person in these teachings. But I try, I keep on walking. And everything I try to let it go. Today, I've been trying it for many years. I see many of the people, and I have forgotten it. I just, that's it. And then I remember afterwards, you go, my God, the way. And I think about it, but she doesn't make me feel like that no more. What happened? I let it go. But sometimes they still carry it. They see you and they walk away. And then, why is everybody walking away from me when they see me? You've forgotten why. They're still carrying it. So you just got to be loving. It doesn't matter. You've gotten over it. And so sometimes that helps them too. This person hates me. How come she keeps talking to me? Maybe it's just you that's carrying the hate. Maybe she doesn't hate you no more. So those are the teachings of Tami Chigyun, to understand what this language is talking about. Atam skagiwin, atami skagiwin, nanaskumwin, nanahi goki gway. Just enough, Creator. I don't want much. Nanahi go, nanaskumwin, nanahastigi. Don't nahastigi. Kweska megimpio nahasta. Nahasta means to balance things. Put them in the right. Nahasta are your most valuable things. Put them in the safe place. Win. Your waters have to be calm. Okay, so what disrupts that? Well, they say, Kiskuya pasun. If you want your energy to be unstable, have some smoke. Cigarettes do that, weed does that, and every other thing that's torturing our people today does that. If you want Kiskuya pasun, you can have it. But if you want Kiskuipiun, then put some alcohol in your water, and that one will do that too. Ogachi, if you want to be funny And if you do it all the time and you don't listen to people, yeah. Yeah is this what? Is this body. Kiskui means not crazy. Kiskui means you're doing things the opposite way, not the right way. That's what kiskui. There's a deity, Kiskwi, and the people that speak Cree or understand ceremony, they heard this deity. It's not a crazy woman. It's a woman that does things backwards. You see these clowns that come into the Sundance. That's what they're calling them. They're not clowns. They're the same as us, but they do things backwards. So it balances this. You can't always have good. You gotta have some of this, because good needs bad. There would be no good if there was no bad. Night needs day. There would be no day if there was no night. If you want to experience no night, go up north and live there for 60 days. There's no night over there for 60 days. So these elements need each other. Oh, his winoma is energy. As bioma, skiuma. It has two things it needs to live. Just like us, we need a woman, we need a man to produce a child. Everything requires these things, the life-giving energies here. Yes. Kanakya? Yes. Kakinagano. Thank you. Or else ask a question, because I can roll here for all day long. I used to be a professor at the university and a director for, that's all I know what to do. But now I'm using this knowledge to try to do that, and sometimes I forget. I'm not teaching students or classroom people anymore, so you gotta tell me. Thank you. Hi. Majestana, no? And one of the things I want to remind you of, many elders have said this, our language comes from 8 different directions, as you witnessed with the star blanket. These knowledges that we speak about come from 4 directions. So how it's interpreted in every community, there's going to be a variance, how people interpret something. So don't say, no, that's not how Ralph explained it. No, that's right and wrong thinking, that's linear thinking. When you think there's a right way and a wrong way to do things, physical things I'm talking about. The right way to do things with the Spirit is to understand balance. Balance. And so that means tipa means to measure. What was given to you, give it back if it's people. That's the measurement. Uma, pematsun katipahaman is not to the Creator, it's to these elements that give you life every day. What are the elements? The 4 elements that I talked about. The grandfathers in your community, in your lineage, the grandmother in your lineage, your father and your mother, your oldest brother, your oldest sister, and then you. It is those elements that you need to give thanks and measure. Put some tobacco. If you're going to take something, put some sage, put some what's great, that chaga. I don't know what they call it now. Omigi. That's what. Huh? Yeah, that's no wisaki. Because what happened is the story is it's black, eh? It's a black fungus on the side of the tree. Yeah. And it's on when it's on a birch tree, if you take that fungus out of there and you put it under a microscope, you will realize it's made up of 3 things. If you put water under a microscope, it's made up of 3 things. If you put that plant, it's made of the 3 things. And then when you go into say, oh, what is this all about? And then you look at an atom in scientific, which is proven already, there are 2 neutrons, I think, and 1 proton in an atom. And the scientists cannot figure it out how it works. So, everything in Stoyaga, everything is in 3. This is in Stochtamaun, is the understanding of energy with our people. That's why I'm focusing on Isuin so much, because nobody has taught us about this Isuin and this energy and all this. We see people praying and they're pointing different directions, but nobody teaches us what is this all about. But it's these life-giving energies that these old men pray for, wellness for our people. And so I'm going to answer try to answer some questions or share what I know. Can you explain the relationship to this name created in the spirit world and how best to honor this relationship? Clara Piapot. Whose name is? Oh, okay. Isquil Piisu, Thunderbird woman. Piisu is an energy. It's not a thunderbird or anything like that, but it can become physical. I have old people that told me that they've seen the thunderbird and these visions that happen, and I believed them. But even if I was standing right there, and he said, oh, look at that Piisu, I'm sick it did, so big, and it's red. Do you see it? I would be saying, no, I don't see it. And he's seeing it. The spirit world will only allow you to see if they want you to see when you're ready. And that doesn't mean you have to ready yourself. It just means it can happen to you anytime in your life, whether you're lost or you think you're doing well or anything. The Spirit can come into your life and it could change your whole foundation and your life. I had several experiences, and I'll share one. I went and visited my brother, late brother Morris, and it has to do with this name too. And so when I went and visited him, they were off to PA playing casino, so they weren't home. So I was sitting there 10 o'clock at night, me and my late wife. And well, what do you do now? I don't know. So I was going to turn on the TV, and I was told to go outside. Go away. No, oh, go outside. Go this way. I started walking, and I was looking down on the ground because I noticed this grass, it looked like this on the ground, but there's some dark spots. And I said, do you see these lights? How come these grass is lighted like that? And she goes, no, I don't see it. You got to step here. This is where the dark spots are. Don't step on these lights. And so she followed me. And we went around my brother's garage, and there's a Sundance field right here. We went in there, and I heard like I stopped. Do you hear those? The horses are coming. And she goes, no. So right there. And they stopped right there. Right there by the end of that wall. Do you see them? No. All of a sudden, I was confused. And again, I looked this way. Some of them, some more are coming. I said, do you hear them? She goes, yeah, I hear these ones. I look here, these are gone. They stopped here, that horse. And looking at them, my body started going like that. And the biggest squashed. For about 2 years, I carried that experience. Then I shared it with my brother Jeff. And started going to these horse dances. And in 2017, I made my first horse dance. That horse said, it's been a long, long time since a human felt this. So it said to me, Sise. And so, Gigui Mi is what we call some spirit that has been named after, you're named after. Gigui Mi. Ne Gui Mi means I have the same name as you. You're my older relative. I'm named after you. Just like Otayapihkiu is my grandfather, net maker. And it's not, he was blessed with the networking, the spider, the creation of a spider web, wakutuin. And the other grandfather that I have is a tikamig, whitefish. My brother was talking about that. It's not a whitefish. Doesn't look white, remember? But a tikamig is these fish. In the wintertime, the snow, when it's freezing, they go way to the bottom. These fish, and that's where they live, these whitefish. And then when they come up, when they start to see the snow, the ice melting about that much, they'll come up in hundreds, and they'll shake like this. Itih kiskawadzik anehe ice. They melt the ice with their movement. That's why they're called Atikamik. When if you go up north and the grasses start to come up and you'll see these caribou with their noses. This is why they're called Atik. Itik is kawat. It's going to hit the snow so the grass can grow faster so they can eat. Atik. These are descriptions. These are not nouns, places, or things in our language. These are precise, straight descriptions of what people are saying, what they're doing. Agayasi mo, iguana. They say that to people. Agayasi mo agoge. They say that to English people. They're saying they come from those sailboats that have many sails. That's what that word means. Yayakastik. That's why they say agayasimu. When they say ichipoyani mut, he speaks like those guys with those pointed hair hats. Ichipoyani mut. Yes, kiput. Yes, kiputo. Eskimo, because he eats raw meat. And so these words are descriptions. And why? Well, how do you say that in Cree? Uyasui win. Pinpoint accuracy. Uyasui win. When we say uyasui, pinpoint accurate. That's what they got to talk about. Pinpoint accuracy, because our language is pinpoint accurate. It even tells us when we're children, awa sisis, awasis, mistawasis, uskinigis, uskiniku, uskapio. Na pio, kihtina pio, kihchina pio. Kisinisis, kisino, kichiksino. We're the only language that has kichiksino. Isn't that beautiful? The great elder, he's 80 years old, and we honor him because we're the only culture that has kichiksino. No other culture has that word, and it's such a great honor to enter that stage of life where people say, you're 80 years old, you're 90 years old, you should be honored. You know, all the time, you should be valued. Many people do not see it. We call them kichiksinwek and we revered them. So we have these 3 stages of life, and we have 12 stages of life, not 4. And so, Gigwi mi, the way to honor Gigwi mi is to put tobacco whenever you remember on the ground. The way to honor Gigwi mi is to use my teacher, one of my teachers, my adopted teacher, he's passed away now. His name was Paul George. He said to me, people, there are many gods, he said. You have one too. That's the one you work with to get to the Creator. Everyone has and now I see it in social media, my guardian spirit. Everybody's talking about their guardian. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that people are talking about energy, karma, and all this stuff. But understand it not only in the Munya way, understand it in the Nihya way, because we already had it. And it's deeper, and the wisdom is thousands of years old. Some of these words that you're reading right here, they come from thousands and thousands of years of. This is an old language, and it's powerful. And so if you realize that how old this language is versus a 250-year-old language, and they come to you, I am 250 years old, follow me. I don't know, time immemorial, I don't know how old I am, follow me. Who would you choose? That's something to think about. So you honor your gigwimi. You should have a color understanding of that gigwimi. You should have a song with it, gigwimi. Our people that gave us names, they gave us a song and a print too. So whoever gave you this name, it's okay to go ask, what's my color? What's my song? And it's that person too that needs to interpret this. I don't know how he was given the name and what was explained to transfer to you. I'd be misleading you if I tried to tell you what this means. But I do know you can honor your spirit in these ways. And that's through tobacco and your print. And then also your elders to guide you. Because where I come from, Big River, we may do things a little bit different. And a little bit, but it's the same thing. You know, life in Homuta is like this. When it's holistic and spiritual, our language, when elders say that, you must understand it like this. When somebody speaks, he might be coming from this way. When somebody speaks, he might be coming from this direction. But if they're talking about love, love is in the center. Everybody's going to it. Everybody's going to the Creator. Everybody's trying to go to the same place. And that's just not just one road. There's thousands of roads to get to the Creator. And so, understand nituhta. What Inisun teaches you, what it has taught me, is when elders used to speak, my mind would be working, and if something hit me what they're talking about, and I know a little bit about it, hey, wait a second, I want to talk here too. Can I talk? And I see a lot of people doing that. What is that? That's called intellect. When you have knowledge and you want to share it. But nituhtamaon means is hold yourself and listen to the people that are speaking. That's how they understand the world. That's what helps them, wherever they're coming from. That's what helps them. That's their foundation beliefs and whoever taught them. But that's not the only way, because that's, you got to understand, it comes from 4 directions, our knowledge and our language and our spirits. So, this is what the old men told me. And so Kikwimi is somebody that you honor every day, if you can remember. Once a year, you put some food out there for your Kikwimi and the print. And to honor that way. And use, when you're feeling lost, I taught this long time ago, I taught her. And she went to Germany. When she was 18 after graduation, she had made a plan with a bunch of her friends to go to Germany. I don't know what they were doing over there, but she got lost away from her friend, and her got mad at each other. They split up. Her friend came home, left her over there. I was wandering around, Dad, she said, and she was crying when she got home. I was wandering around. I was lost in this city. I was in an alley. I was sitting down. And I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I said, and I remembered what you told me. Gigwi me. I remembered that, Dad. So I spoke to Nigwi, please help me find my way back home. That's not even a few minutes, 5 minutes. All of a sudden, this police officer came and said, what are you doing, young lady? Are you lost? Yeah. So she took me to that train station because I couldn't find it to go back to where we came from, to that hotel. I remember what you told me, Dad. And we both cried, you know. We just both cried there. So it's always with you, Kikwimi. It's always with you. And so don't forget that when you're given a name, it's always there. Inakatimisk, skanawasamisk, and it helps you. I hope that it helps. What's the proper way to conduct a wake, funeral? What about? I'll talk about some of the foundational teachings, but I'm not going to tell you how you're supposed to do it in your own community. But there are certain things that the elders talk about. First of all, let's visit the concept, ni pipuin. You know, when I was at the hospital, my mother, she was on her last few minutes of life. My brother, who has passed away now, and my other older brother, Robert, who was still with me, was there. And my mother had diabetes. She had just gotten her legs amputated. And they were trying to amputate her arms and stuff. And my mom said, no, I'm going to go from right here. Send those doctors away. I'm going to go. And so he said, Roy, yeah, go. Robert, yeah, go. Kia, said, told me, you stay here. And she talked to me. A lot of things still make me cry, but I'll leave that out, what she said to me. But when her last breath, she laid back and Yutin kagiawikusid. This wind, this spirit that has loaned its life to her, went back home. The next thing I felt is her skin started to get cold. The fire went back home to the sun. Then we brought her home. Nipipuin, nipi. That's the only thing you can sit with. You can't sit with the spirit, it's gone home, the fire. You can't sit with the wind because it's gone home. The only thing you can sit with is the water. This is why we call it nipipuin. Nipi yapistaman. You're sitting with the blood for 4 days to honor that relative. After it's done, you go make that teepee the final resting place. You can't sit with them in there too. Once they're covered, they go back to Mother Earth. But these elements, they go home. And your spirit, they try to point your feet to the southern direction. Because the old people say, our spirit, when it's ready to go, it goes this way, and it goes this way, back north. It'll hit that Mahikan Miskano and Milky Way and back home. Kiwitino is where the spirit goes home to. When it came down, it came this. When it goes home, that's what the elders that told me this said. There are the same nihio komagiano. These teachings, the words are the same. How we do the ritual on the ground, that belongs to you and your people, where you come from. Who showed you how to do that? That's what you follow. your own community elders, your elders, the people that still remember. You honor your ancestors that way. And you follow those. I can't teach you those. I can't share what we do back home. And I'm not the right person to talk about that because I don't perform that ceremony. My mentors tell me, don't talk about ceremonies if you have not done them 4 times. I can talk about my horse dance because I've done it 7 times. I can talk about children raising children because I got grandchildren. I've raised 8 children in my life, plus 2 twins that I adopted. I raised 10 children, and then hundreds of them in the schools, in my office, guiding and trying to best to tell them what will help them in life. So I've helped and raised many children. And one old lady, one teacher said to me, something bothers me. I didn't have any children because I didn't want to. But now that I'm old, it bothers me. Can you help me understand this? I said, if life was to come to you, there's no way that you're going to stop it. There are many people that don't want children, but yet they have them. I said that to her. But I feel bad because I have not raised any children. I said, listen, you're 65 years old, ready to retire. How many children have you taught in your life and gave food to and pampered them and all kinds? You have raised more children than I know people have, I said. And her face changed and she started crying. Thank you, Mr. Morntig. No, I said, Kia, you got to know. I said, we don't choose our life. We don't have the power to choose our own life here. I say that there's a blueprint here, and we're just following it. We think we have control, but we don't. And that should tell us we don't even have control of our children, of their life, because we want them to be small, us mini means, all of us. But then they do something else, and we get all upset and stuff, because we're taught to control things here, but you cannot control life. It'll evolve and grow and do what it needs to do because that spirit is strong. And no matter how somebody is looked at here, my mother used to say to me, Yananta, kaiwih kats, nantaw kaitaway sino, ay kitamaksit, imnih kuita po na street you up, mad. He said that to me. And she said, you do not know what blesses that person. Do not look at them like that. They probably have been blessed more, and the Creator loves them more than to you. She just said to me, remember that. So I've always remembered that in my life with everything I did. And so, even the amount of things I've amassed, gave them all away. Everything. Today, my children are all working and doing their own thing. Now I have a little bit of freedom to come and visit and to do this, what I'm doing. I've been doing it now for 5-6 years at degree. And it's the most fulfilling job I've had in my 35 or 35 plus years of working in education. So this is the most rewarding. And so this here, like I hope that helps you. It's not about teaching people the right way. It's about mastering how you can help and work with people until they get to a point where everybody understands the ceremony. You don't need to change things right now. Give it time. People are learning. People walk at their own pace. Sometimes we get too in a hurry to try to make everything right today. Now, even this one, what I'm teaching, you're not going to learn it today. You got to hear this kind of stuff. For I've been hearing this kind of stuff since I went on the roads in 2011. That's been 14 years of doing this stuff and following these people around, mentored and hearing. That's probably the 10th time I've heard that presentation from Jeff. And every time I listen to it, I get a little bit more. I hear these stories in the Sundances, in the power circles and stuff like that. I hear it's not the same thing, but it's the same story. I always look for what I missed. Oh, I heard this before. And I walk away. I don't walk away. I listen. Let's see what I've missed. I never walk around I always sit at the drum. He's a dancer. I've seen him many years. And he's seen me many years, Alvin. I sit at the drum. I don't leave my drum. I don't walk around. And that's who I am in there. And I've learned lots from that, sitting from that position. Huma, begin na hamawas suwin. Be means to lift. The plant, anything. Wasag. Begin is to grow. No hamawas, no hamau. Mentorship, Remember, is to teach. Through mentorship, they're watching you do these things. I remember when I started working as an escape, is there a specific way to build this fire? Wasum looked at me like that. Who the hell are you? Stop asking questions. Okay. Why did you do that? She said, That's what we said. I couldn't get it right away because I come from a product of teaching, like in the classroom where you can ask questions and argue and whatever. But for him, he says, "Oh, the man, you're a bother. Watch me. See what you're seeing." And so I had to learn how to do that. You're always trying to talk and interrupt. Now I had to develop that skill and to hold myself. Oh, I want to talk, but hold myself. And chiminso is to say that. And so these are skills that we have to instill back into ourselves, our people, because we have been trained to think only, not to feel. Nistuhtamaon is right. You know the right brain in scientific terms, and it's been proven, the right brain is all about creativity, all about art, all about music, all about dance, all about movement, all about creativity, imagination. When you, boy, I used to go to my mushroom and other people, I would sit there. I couldn't wait for them because it was like watching Walt Disney. Because we were talking about all these creations, right? Like Wisagicha stories and all these, and I'd been watching the movie in my head. Later on, as I got, TV came, and my auntie was the first one. I started running over to my auntie's to go watch Walt Disney on Sundays at 6 o'clock. Because it kind of related to what these stories and everything. So, show them how to grow by teaching them how to grow using this energy is suin. What are these energies? Well, sometimes a person, Like, people are like that. And you just don't be like, don't respond, but be active. You know? Learn how to relate to people. This energy, because some of them are strong energies. Some of them are kind of timid. Some of them are in between. Everybody has a different energy. Some of them are loud when they speak. Some of them are soft. It's energy. Teach your children how to be in relation with energy. That's what this Opignaoswin is. Now, children need to be taught that. Awa says, Atako says, when they're born into this world, they're all spirit. So you got to have a space where they can learn how to be in relation with energy. And the first place they're going to be is here. The first connection is their mother. This energy of my mama, oh my goodness, beautiful. You know, I slept with my parents till I was about 10. Me, really, true story. I used to sleep. If I didn't want me to sleep here, they told me, Nisite. And I'd crawl to the feet and I'd sleep in the feet. My brothers and sisters, because there was 13 of us in our family, they used to be all jealous of me because I get to go with them too. They used to call me Naniga, miss. And my mom used to call me Bim. We were visiting there one time, and I had my late wife, Suahak. I got her mad. Dance, negawi. Ni Bim. My wife said, you just gonna get Bim. And my mom goes, Ncho. This is funny. Another story that we had, Lyle Whitefish, I don't know if you guys know him. He's my nistao. So we went to Florida to go sing powwow, and he came with me. And his wife came for the first time. My mom came also because my brother Rodney had a wife over there in Florida. So he used to help us and, connect with him. My mama wanted to go see her baby, so she'd make the trip. But she wouldn't fly. Had to be on the road. And I was worried for her. I tried to make her fly, but nope, on the road. Anyway, that time, we were playing pool in the evening after the first round of powwow. And we were in this lounge in that hotel without a pool table. My mom was sitting there, Lyle's wife, Doris, was sitting there, and we were playing, joking and laughing. All of a sudden, Doris stands up. Lyle, so this is what you do. You go around having fun. That's what she said to Lyle. Got mad at her husband, eh? And my mom was looking at her. Ay, stim. It goes like that, eh? Because that's how the elders are. You heard that word, eh? She goes, well, what do you think they're supposed to do, to go around being mad and all pissed off all the time? Is that what you want? And then Doris is going, sat down. And she was sitting there. So we continued to play. We didn't want to encourage anymore getting her mad. All of a sudden, she burst out laughing. I said, holy man, that sounded stupid, eh? Yeah. So, ke not the mom, when woman's teachings. Nata kihtahamawasulna. Kihtahamawasulna are things that we must remember and not forget. These energies. Some of them are positive energies that benefit our life, and some of them are negative energies that do not benefit our life and can get us sick. So the woman taught these teachings, but they also did all children's ceremonies. When the child first said, Mama, they would say, stamutin sako sa stamutin imis sa stamutin ukum. Come here, my family. My child just said the first word. We're going to honor her and celebrate this. And all of a sudden, this child starts walking. Like kaya, ebem tachimut. Oh, ibiachimut tawasamina. Come on, let's eat. My child just started crawling. Yeah, chumusta. And then when they started walking, so every phase of that development, they honored those children by calling their relatives and telling them, this is what she's doing now. And everybody would be happy and they celebrate and they eat. And they honored their children. For 7 years, this child just, that's all she did witness was being honored. And then for 7 years, this young man at 9 years old, up to 16 years old, the same thing, all honored. These children's ceremonies are about honoring our people. A lot of honorings do not happen today, not with even with our old people. They had honorings. So it's those things we need to put back, and the teachings. That's what Uchimawisuin. Uchimawisuin is what they're calling walking out ceremony today. Is when the child's omuta, fontanelle, closes, and now her connection is closed here. He has to be related to she has to be connected through Mother Earth to the Creator now. So that's why they would make new moccasins for this little child, and they would make holes right here. Wahkwan. Wahkwan is your heel, is what they kind of call it a noun, but it's not a heel. It's a place where wahkuhtun to connect. That's why we say wahkwan. It's the same thing that's good. We call these ugawak. The people that speak Cree, ugawak are those things that protect the fish eggs, the caviar, dynasties. And they're pink and they cover those. Inside these things, there's a bag. We call this one ugawi. We yag. You hear that sound, that circle. Omao is these caviar. This whole process is ogawi mao. That's ogawi mao. She has to protect her children. She has to nurture, protect them, and she has to nurture them. Ogawe Mao. It's a process. And we take that name, apply it. A lot of our words come from these things. Our relatives, they've shown us. Musa. Musa, Dad, what we feel. Musa. It feels what we feel. That's why He pities us, gives us His life. If you have aches in your body, like arthritis, eat wisagim na. Ayus kanak po. Eat ayus kanak. Make medicine. What is ayus kanak? Huh? Okay? If your heart is bothering you, eat mitihimna. What is mitihimna? If you have poor eyesight, use wapemumna. Gooseberries. If you want to have spiritual sight, if you want to improve your spiritual sight, eat wapus. If you want to have endurance because you're starting to get weak and don't have the energy in your life, eat sisip. Kasisipat sinama. You'll have endurance. These are the gifts it gives us. So every word that we have, every organ that we have in our body, including everything, even our brain, our liver, our pancreas, our kidneys, there is a medicine for it. There's a berry for it. In my research, I have about 40 berries for 40 different areas of our body. In my research, there I have come to find out for every illness, there's a cure. For every night, there's a day. Understand that principle. One thing cannot exist here. There has to be another side to it. That's how life is. For every cancer, there's a cure, but they cannot find it because they're looking at a different thing. There's cures for everything, even diabetes. Everything. It's just that we have to go back to the language to find it. Yes?
Money.
Huh?
They want money. They're there.
Yeah.
And the traditional medicines are there for it. And they just take it and put it in pill form and sell it to them.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, since time immemorial, ever since the introduction of westernization and colonization and money, everybody's been doing that. Selling things to the people that cannot create their own things. The key is to go above that. Create your own medicines. Find your own knowledge. Find your way. Like me in the last 15, I used to be, like I said, a principal and director for many years. 2011, I got up from that chair and I started following the language. The teachers. Oh, Jim is going to be speaking in Edmonton. Oh, yeah, all right, let's go. I'm going. Barry is going to be speaking in Saskatoon. Okay. For many years until they noticed me. Oh, that's it. Hi, that's it. And then over the years, come and help me. And this, I can't go over there, you go over there. Like that kind of relationship. Those are my teachers, those are my mentors, but I've also had lots along the way. Many people have given me this knowledge. I do not own it, it's not mine. It helped me, and I'm just trying to pass it on to people. Think about it, maybe it'll help you too. But I do know you have to. You got to work for it. And if you have opportunities, don't be in a hurry. You'll get it. You have lots of time, you can do it, like me, because I retired at the age of 56, I retired. And I just started doing consulting, that's all it is. If you've retired, then you've got a lot of time on your hands to revisit this knowledge and prepare to transfer that to your grandchildren and all that stuff. Like that's good. These words, somebody said, pronounce them right so the elders can hear you. But it's also important to understand New Big River, it's a little bit different in how you say things, how you hear these things. Das gut, Sage pakag. And some people over here say, sage pagao. Ah, it's got a softer sound. But where I come from is sage pakag. The old people. And so I said, oh, okay. Well, what is this? Sage pagao. Ah. Niugisagaw man apamois ka sage pagag tiging tawapchik. Said that to me. 4 days before the budding of the leaves, the elders would go sit there and pray. Why? Because they wanted to receive the blessings. What is this pok? It's a new life energy that springs out when a leaf comes out of a tree or a flower or something. It's energy, and they take it in. And so they come, the ceremony. I come to depend on it too, to give me some life or blessings. And so, sagipagag means just before that, there's new energy coming into this life. And so if you need wellness, go stay by the trees and their leaves and inhale that and take it in. It'll heal you. So, pagsihta, if you have somebody has some kind of gift, to pagsihta. Nachini means to go and give a gift so you can receive this blessing. So, nata. This is what I'm talking about. Nata mawasuin, to go get what the child needs. Nata mawasuin. Kataw nataman. When the old people say, I don't heal people. All I do is, what's your problem? Okay, I'll go get it over here from the grandfathers, and I'll come and bring it back over here and here. Nata wihuyo. That's who it is. Hinata. He's not the one healing you. He just goes and gets it. And that's why I say, it's not me that heals. They're trying to get that through to people. Don't look at me like that. I'm just a little human being like you. I just worked for this. Maskikiwino, the one that knows how to put all these plants together. Go see him. He'll give you a plant that'll heal you. Maskikiwino. He knows how to work with these plants because every plant has a medicine, an energy that can heal you. The grandmother said, here's ratroot nusim, here's apsagwaskut, valerian root, here's miti, minik. Which one is stronger, nusim? Testing me. I didn't want to answer because I've been wrong too many times. Which one, nukum? All of them are the same. When you put them together, that's when they become strong. If you know how to put them together. That's what she said to me. That is maskikiwino. Mitiwino is a person that works with the medicine to create wellness. That's why they call those medicine lodges mitiw kamkwa. You belong to a society of those people because you know how to work with these healings for your people. So, natamawasuin, the women were always the medicine, know how to work with medicine. There's a 500 herb medicine. There's only one person that I've met in the last 15 years that I've been searching that knows that knowledge. But she says, I can't find some of the herbs anymore. They don't exist no more. I can only do about a 300. I said, holy. This blows my mind, eh? How do you remember all of this? Sometimes I forget how to speak Cree. Any questions? We'll take a 5-minute, or you're good? Huh? It's 12? Oh, kamitsu, yeah? Okay. Question? Raspberry? Wisagi na siya. Yaga wisagi taman when you have pain. Wisagi means is you have pain in your body. Wisagi taman. Even when you get a bruise. Strawberries, eh? Oh, no. Raspberries. Raspberries. Strawberries is for the heart. Metim na yun. For the eyes, wapamum na. Gooseberries. Huh? Arthritis? Yeah, yuskanak. You hear that bone there? Uskan? Arthritis? Ayuskanak. Ayuskanak. That's a, what are those, rose hips? Yeah. Yeah, in here, up here. I got some of them written down too, yeah. Yeah, I'll share that with you if you need to, yeah. So, Ayoga, they're saying that we're going to have lunch now. Kamitsu, yeah? Are we just keep on going until our boss lady tells us 8 degree. Okay. Kiskin no hamawasawin, to show, demonstrate. Not teach, to show, demonstrate. And so, I go into the kitchen and I got these 2 young boys, one is Rooster and the other one's Piso. And they're with their grandmother making bannock, and the table is all a mess. Rue's going like this with the bannock, and Piso's trying to follow the kukum. And they do that all the time. And they just have a blast, but it's just a mess in there. When a child does that all the time and every time they're at their kukums, by the time they're 7 years old, they're a good bannock maker, better than you, because they see it every day. They go through it every day. It's play for them, but they enjoy it so much. And so she does that for them. And then she walks them outside the house, and then they see a bug. Oh, yeah, the bug. Kukum, there's a raspberry right there. One Piso would say, and Rue is trying to, oh, you don't step on that. That's our relative. You don't kill that bug. And then, really, Kukum? Yeah, takes the spider. Rue. Just one time, and he remembers it. And now they used to, because they see their mothers do that. And they don't want to, they do the same thing. When Kukum says, hey, you don't do that. And now they just pick it up. They're not scared, they're just pretending, they're mimicking. They don't really know what they're doing. They're just mimicking what you do. They absorb everything. Awasisag. The first stage of awasisag is yotingi chik. Otingi, and it's like grocery shopping. Oh my goodness. You just take everything in, all these energies. And then the second stage of that awasis is mimicking. Hi. Hi. I seen her, she used to have high heels like that. And she put her high heels, I don't know where she left them. Then I was getting up, I was going to go to the room or something, and I seen this, my granddaughter, she was wearing those high heels, eh? She was only about 3 years old. They mimic. And then when they get to be about 4 years old, they start choosing things, eh? Less mimicking, less absorbing. They start to choose things. Oh, I don't want to do that. Can I go over here? Oh, don't do that. They start choosing what they like doing. And then when they're about 5 years old, they start deciding what they like and what they don't like. If you do not kitahamawaso, if you do not straighten them at those points, you have lost. This is where kitahamawaso, and one of my teachers said is, Awasiso is like a tree. And the tree, if you don't straighten it out, it'll grow crooked. So when it starts to grow crooked, you straighten it out. Recover. Kahit to it, Jeff. This is where you use kitahamawaso. Kakitahamawa is igagasaguhis. Come outside. No, put this away. That's what she does to our grandchildren. No, I don't want to go there. No. Come with me. Okay. Those little boys. So if you let them, they'll beat you. And today I see that some houses that I see, the child runs it. The teenager bosses it, and the older 30-year-old is the authority in those homes. So, kiske nawapa kiwin to watch and to mentor. Always remember, they're always watching, they're always hearing, they're always these kids. Nistomawasuin. What is nistomawasuin? That's that. Oche mawaso, oche mawaso, esque wawa, oche mawaso, aya aya. That one, nistomawasuin. So, nisto, the spirit, the mind, and the body is nurtured.
You mentioned before that the young boys have to reach the age of 16 when you don't do the honoring after that.
Yeah.
So, in case of, because we'll have to, let's face it, our communities are all broken. So, our young kids are getting into drugs and alcohol and whatever. How can we actually start healing our families, because they're of the age already?
Yep. Mr. Morin, holy man, you taught me in great. Holy man, I'm seeing a lot of people like that today. Really? I don't recognize them. So I have lots of those in university today when I taught them in grade 5. They're fathers and mothers today. So a lot of the stuff that we need to do is focus on the children, not so much on the teenagers and not so much on the adults and not so much everything else. Because the child, they're going to be 17 years old in 10 years. I retired in 2011, and it's been 25, 14 years. It's like that. So and they absorb everything. You wouldn't even know we had these problems if you worked on these children. So that's the key, is what do we do to strengthen this home fire and the space where these children are going to grow up in? What do we do? Let's figure it out. We have single mothers. We have spouse. We have kukums raising children. We have Asians raising our children. We have Muniao. What do? We have to strengthen this home fire. Ogutawana we squeal. This is the teepee. This is the gutawan. And inside that space, nipio moma, this is water. It's the blood of our people. It's the law. It's the governance system. It's the pipe. It's everything where life starts from. Isquil, the woman. I'm not talking about the physical woman. I'm talking about this energy that creates life, that this person carries inside them, the ability to create life. What do? We need to calm these waters down. What's affecting our people? We need to help this one. We need to help this one. And we need to help these ones. We need to help how? This is a Western system. Askikan iskungan is your territory. Nobody can tell you how you're supposed to do things inside there. The only reason why you're using these services and programs and systems is because that's all you know. You never had to think for yourself. You just had to take this program and apply it. But this one here, you go back to the language, it'll show you, it'll tell you what you need to do to have compassion for this single woman and those children that she's trying to raise. I know some single women that have to work. So when they're working, somebody else is raising their children. I see children today go to daycare at 5 months. When is this connection? Where did this connection take place? Nowhere. It's being connected by somebody else. She doesn't know this baby. The energy, she knows, this is not my mom's energy. I don't know this language and I don't know this lady, but I do know that this energy is not my mom's. Nstomawaswin needs to start first. And that single woman needs to have that opportunity with her child. Yeah. Huh? Yes, bonding they call it. Yeah. There's lots of research now that tells us how important bonding with your child is so important. It's just not being practiced. It's there already. But we had it already. We have words that tell us that. We have a language that's a blueprint if we go back to it. And I'll go again. I'm not here to teach, but there's a key there. In Nagatamagwiak, our people, it's a key. And you got to go through that key to find out what this is, what I'm talking about. And that's the language. And so, when these kukums are left to raise those children, they too struggle. Some of them, they can't even move, but yet their grandchild is there, trying to raise this baby. What we do today, many young people, is, Grandma, I'm going to leave my baby here for a few hours with you. I'm going to come back tomorrow, right away. I'm just going to go to the store. Okay. And she's gone 3 days. That's what's happening. Nobody's going to program or service that for us to fix that. It's kiano. To go back inside. Not go look for answers out there, but go inside here because the answers are within our people, within our language. We can fix this. The spouse, these people are having children without guidance. Some of them are 16, 17. I know there's a 12-year-old that gave birth. So, there has to be some guidance. And people have to tell people, you're just 16 years old. You can maybe see your friend once in a while, but you shouldn't be moving in with her. Or is this garbage bag ready at the door moving with you? And we're allowing that to happen. We're allowing children to have children. So what I'm saying is, the answer is not in programming. The answer is inside us, Kiano. And it requires action and to take over. Instead of depending on somebody to come and fix something, we need to take it over. And so even our food sovereignty, food that we eat today is killing us. We have to take control of our food again. The medicine that is being given to us is artificial most of the time, and it's the poorest quality. We have to take back our medicines. Now, how do you do it? It's not going to happen overnight. What we do is we teach our children. And they teach 10 years' time, they'll be teaching their children. In 20 years' time, they'll be practicing everything we're talking about. I can guarantee you, if you gave me enough time, I could change your entire community to what you want it to be in 10 years if you just gave me the right resources and the right people to work with. And you can do it. It's just a matter of people. My teacher said, "Buka magkagstihtaman." I said, okay, what is kastihtaman? Oh, you got to value this. Because you can't decide up here. You got to value it in here, he said to me. The value has to come. You move. That requires movement and action. To stop what you're seeing today is not to try to fix the cause, not to try to eliminate that cause. The key is to balance it, correspond it. There's a cause over here, and it's affecting our people this way. This is a skip matsun. To balance a skip matsun, you must go to the Spirit to balance this. When I say Spirit, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about these elements that can balance your life. So my life is every morning I pray, even if I'm just waking up, and if I'm in a hospital, or somewhere in a hotel or somewhere, I quickly do my prayers. Only takes 5 or 10 minutes. The next thing I do is I clean my body, put my clothes on and everything, and I thank my clothes and everything. The third thing I do is, okay, what do I do now today? But most people wake up today, what do I do? You know? They forget everything else except what they have to do today. And then they run into all kinds of problems. Stresses, anxiety, depression, all kinds of things happen to you when you live like that. You have to live holistically. Spirit nigan, kiyaw nigan, iktosim mind. This is how you were born and developed. So follow that. That's what helps me. So I think they're telling me to stop. Yeah, time out, or else I'll take that microphone away and take on the week. All right, Mustas, dinner. Kamit sunano.
For those watching online, we're going to end this live right now, and then we'll do part 2 in about a half hour. So come back online in about a half hour for those watching online.